I have no idea what I'm supposed to say. All of a sudden, whoosh, it's gone from my...
How many times have we done this?
Oh, well, this would be 48 since it's episode 48. Okay. But I still can't remember anything.
Well, you've only done half of the time, so it
That's
takes practice.
True. Okay.
They say you have to do something for 10,000 plus hours to become an expert or something
Well, we're
that.
definitely not experts at this yet.
Okay, let's
Hi. Welcome to Meanwhile at the Castle podcast. I'm Queen Emily.
I'm Queen Deborah.
And we are queens of our castles, keeping the domestic arts alive. It is Wednesday, November 13th, and this is episode 48. Did I already say that? I didn't
In
already
our previous
say that.
attempt.
Yes. Episode 48. I can't believe that it's been that many episodes and that long. So here we are. We're coming to you from Salt Lake City, and we will be talking today. I don't remember all the things. Finished objects.
First of all, today.
Yes.
What is today? It is National Kindness Day. Yay!
Inspired by Mr. Rogers, right?
So what are we wearing?
Our cardigans.
Won't you be our neighbor?
That was slightly creepy, but I liked it. And as we talk to people who are not from the U.S., there's not as many people outside the U.S. who know who Mr. Rogers is. So you should definitely go look up Mr. Rogers and find out if you don't know who we're talking about.
Yes.
We love Mr. Rogers. Oh,
he is fantastic.
Yeah.
So one of my heroes in life.
Absolutely.
Heroes. So let's spread some kindness. Well, I don't know how kind it is to inflict ourselves upon people sometimes.
True. They're kind for listening to us.
Thank you for
listening
to us.
Oh, I have a fluff or something tickling me.
Sorry. So we'll start with life updates, then finished objects, and works in progress. Kindness is like sugar segment by myself.
Yes.
And then shop news.
Yay.
And
that was so organized of you. Good job.
I've been practicing for 10,000 plus hours. I am now officially an expert at that part of this podcast.
You need to get a life, Deborah. Oh, okay. Gracious. Life update. What's up with you, Deb?
We just got back from Disneyland. Yay!
It looked like an amazing trip.
It was so much fun. If you follow me on Instagram, candyshoppeyarns, or Facebook, I posted a whole bunch of updates in my stories as we went along through our trip, and it was really fun. I have saved those on Instagram under my favorites, and so I can go back and watch them, and my family can go back and watch them, and we've done that a lot. So you can too if you want to. I don't know how enjoyable it is to watch someone else's vacation, because I remember grandmother, she would gather people around to watch slides, and I know that was one of those things like, oh boy, for some people it was like, oh boy, here we go again. If you're not involved in it, it's just one of those obnoxious things.
I love vacation slides where you see what people are doing. So I thought yours were really fun. Your updates or your stories were really fun because you were experiencing that along with them. What I always hated was people that would show you unending pictures of people that you don't know.
Yeah, yes.
It's like, and this is my friend George, and this is his daughter Lisa, and this is their niece, and you're like, I don't know these people. I'm never going to meet these people.
So, thank you very much. So one of my favorite things to do is to knit in line at Disneyland, because when you're in line, first of all, I actually like some of the lines, like Star Tours, and I'm a little bit disappointed when there is no line.
Or Indiana Jones.
So that one, no, I don't really like that line.
That one's fun.
I don't like it because it's dark. It's depressing.
It's adventurous.
Anyways.
It's dangerous.
So I always make myself a little bag so I can keep my project in, and I like a drawstring one because I can hang it off of my wrist and knit with it, but also I can get through security really fast because they look at everything. And I made it really squishy so I could shove it in my backpack and shove it in the pouches on the rides and stuff. So I made one for me and one for Nadia that matches, and it has Minnie Mouse on it. And I also love to collect pins, and so I got a few this year. I usually just get one, but there was this one. This is the Grand Californian. This is a pin, collectible.
Oh, it's kind of hard with the lights.
I know, it is hard to tell.
To see.
And we've stayed there a few times, which is our absolute favorite, but you know, we can't always stay there. So I got a pin of that. And my favorite ride is It's a Small World. and it's closed half the time when we go because of the time of year that we typically like to go. They are getting things set up for Christmas. And then the day we were leaving, we stopped at World of Disney, at downtown Disney, and they had a pin release. And this was the pin that they were releasing. And I actually like Nightmare Before Christmas. I like the theming of it, and I like the style of it. The story, I'm like, the music I really like, so I enjoy it. The rest of my family doesn't, but I like it. And then all of us got a Star Wars pin because Galaxy Edge opened up this year. So we had lots of fun.
And you brought me this one. I have to show this one that you brought me, which is The Incredibles and Dash, and he goes up and down, which I like. That's so fun.
But this year, I also...
You did?
Got a charm bracelet. And look at these charms. It's my stitch marker bracelet. Or my progress keeper
my
bracelet.
word, those are amazing.
So I have a wrist full of charms. I have Little Mermaid. I have a Mickey ice cream with a little bite taken out of it. I have a Tinkerbell.
But this Mickey,
okay,
I love that
the Mickey Mouse
He's
and Minnie Mouse are so adorable.
They are so cute.
So I have those. So I need to work on collecting all of them because they are all adorable. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. And
I didn't even see that last time.
This is new. And you know, I bought 2 bracelets so that I could fill up both of them over time. But this way,
That's
I
reasonable.
always have a progress keeper with me everywhere I go.
It's kind of like my knitter's necklace, which I kind of wear almost every single day.
Yeah, I love this because I love Disneyland.
That is
Love
adorable.
Disneyland. And charms. When I was a little girl, I dreamed of having a full charm bracelet. Not like one with a few like this, but full of it. I'm full of it. But I don't know why it is a little girl's thing, you know, but anytime I see a charm bracelet, I'm like, oh. And then the actuality of wearing it is kind of obnoxious, but a Disneyland one?
It has a practical purpose, so you can justify it.
I'm excited about that. Okay, so
That's so fun.
that's what we did.
That's really fun.
What about you, Emily?
Oh, things have been good and busy. We got some new family room furniture, which has been nice. And we are going on vacation this weekend. So it'll be Richard and I and our 2 youngest. And it's our 25th anniversary next week.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
25 years.
So
Good job, Emily.
We're really looking forward to some time away. And, it's going to be so nice.
25 years. That is an accomplishment.
I think so. I remember when Mom and Dad had their 25th anniversary. Yeah. And it was like, wow.
So now that you are really, really wise.
Yes.
Let's hear a nugget of wisdom, Emily.
Okay, I'll share my nugget of wisdom with you. Being happy in your marriage is a choice. It is not dependent on circumstances. It's dependent on how you choose to be. That's my nugget of wisdom.
That's good wisdom.
And, things can come along that make that harder or easier to be happy. but in 9 times out of 10, I think it's a choice to be happy. So I am happy. I'm very blessed. And I love my husband. He is wonderful and he is extremely supportive. And I couldn't be luckier, honestly. So I'm looking forward to our trip.
He's pretty fabulous.
We were planning originally, we had talked about going away just he and I, because it's our anniversary and everything. But honestly, Richard gets so few days off and they almost always go to Heroic Youth. And we really wanted to do something with our children, and we're so happy we are. So we're going to get some fun in the sun, and it's not a very long trip, but it will be lovely. So that's going to be wonderful. Also, I have to brag about my oldest son. Ethan is going to college right now. He's at a state university up in northern Utah. And he is, I think I've talked about him before, but he's working on a degree in aerospace engineering, and he's also in the Air Force ROTC. And today he had to pass his big fitness assessment.
Okay, how did it go?
And you can only take it twice. The first time he failed by 2 sit-ups in the allotted time.
Oh.
And so today was it, and he was so nervous. Well, I don't know what happened the first time because not only did he pass today, but he passed with the highest possible score. So
Wow.
he's great.
That's
he's
fantastic.
doing really, really well, and he was so relieved. And yeah, so he's hoping to be a pilot and in the Air Force, along with all of the other things he's doing, in the hopes that will propel him on his way to his goal of being an astronaut.
I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
Good job, Ethan.
So I'm really proud of him. He's had a rough, very challenging semester, but he's doing a good job and he's just pushing hard. I'm really proud of him.
Bigger the challenges, the bigger the growth.
It's true. And the bigger the successes too.
Yep.
So
while it's really hard and sometimes really stinks, that just means he's going to, come out even more amazing.
it's true. And he's already pretty amazing, so that's good.
We're going to have to be careful because that could really give him a big head.
Yeah, it could. Honestly. He's doing a good job though, and it's good to hear him succeeding. It's so strange to be the parents of adult children, a parent of an adult child. It's a different place to be, but really proud of them. All right.
Start with some finished objects, Emily.
Yes, so I'm going to start with this one. I am so grateful to my amazing friend Margaret, our amazing friend Margaret, who came and helped me to package up all of my advent calendars. And that was a big, long, full, hard day of work. And she was so gracious about it. And so I wanted to make her a gift. So I made Panda by Susan B. Anderson, who I almost always accidentally call Susan B. Anthony, by the way. I have to correct myself all the time. Susan B. Anderson. But Panda is so cute, and I've already given it to her, so we're inserting pictures here. But this little panda was a lot of fun and kind of fiddly at times, but I weighted the panda so that it sits up really nice, and it has, I don't know what to call this little panda. It has this cute little cardigan sweater, and it was just a lot of fun to work on this project. And I just about called her Martha. My brain, I swear, I haven't slept.
She answers to anything.
Margaret loved it, and that made me the happiest because she really did love the panda, and that was wonderful.
She's a good gift recipient.
She's
I'm a terrible
wonderful
gift recipient because inside I'll be like, oh, this is amazing, I love it. And outside I'm like, wow, thank you very much. I feel inside like,
well, you feel the
big
pressure of everybody looking at you when you are opening a gift.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm very self-conscious when receiving gifts. And Margaret was just so cute.
I know. And I'm glad she liked it. It was so fun to knit. And my kids are clamoring for me to make
Of
one
course.
for them. But I don't know.
You say it's a children's thing, but really, who doesn't love an adorable hand-knit panda?
Yeah.
It's
true.
I don't know.
It was really fun.
I don't know. If
It
you
was
don't,
really fun. Oh, and I
should
have
speak.
to give credit to Jules. It's so sweet, Violet. She's the one who inspired me because she kept sharing that pattern and she was working on it. And I said, okay, Jules, I'm making one too. So
you guys made one together.
we made one together, and I had so much fun with it. And it was fun because I've only knit, as I'll show later, as far as knitted stuffed animals go, I've only knit little cotton rabbits. I think that's true, isn't it? Oh, and like the Bluebird of Happiness. I think that's it. And so it was really fun to knit a different pattern. I have some of Susan Claudino's patterns, but I just haven't done them. So, but now I want to. I want to make all of the little cute things. All right, how about you?
This isn't a finished object, but speaking of little cute things, look what came in the mail this week.
That is so cute. Oh my goodness, Deborah.
These are adorable.
Look at this bunny right here.
Yes, I would.
That bunny. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
do you know what this makes me think of? Makes me think of the Chronicles of Narnia. So it makes me think of the children when they are going to school and then they get whisked away to magical lands and then they have to change their wardrobe.
And I think this bunny's name is Nigel.
Nigel. Oh my goodness. Okay, can you imagine? Because I can, because someday in the somewhat near future, I could be grandma. So I'm starting to think ahead of all of the things that I want to be known for as grandma. And one of them is the best creative playing spaces that, you know, ignite your imagination. Well, these, come on.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
The only thing is, when I got the book and I opened it, I was like, oh my word, that looks so fiddly.
Yes, that's the problem.
So fiddly. Oh, like almost painful, like to look at the instructions.
And if it's fiddly for you, then you know I will never do it.
Okay, so if you have made some of these and you have experience with it and it was great or not great, please contact me and let me know your experience and tips or whatever I may need to know. So,
by the way, I was wrong about the bunny because he has an S on his coat, so it actually has to be Simon.
Oh, Simon. Not Nigel. Oh, okay, Simon. Yep, there it's Simon. Okay. Oh my goodness, just look at that. Oh my word.
I gotta see because you showed the camera, but oh my goodness, they're so cute.
Oh, little woodland. Oh,
the mole. Look at the mole. Oh my goodness. I started reading Wind in the Willows because I've never read all of Wind in the Willows. And that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, I read that with my oldest two children. And when we were at Disneyland this last time, Nadia and I, we had never gone on the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And so we decided to go on it because nobody else in my family wanted to. They went on it and they're like, eh. And when I was done, I was kind of like, eh. But Nadia's like, well, I don't know this story. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I haven't introduced you to the Wind in the Willows Mr. Toad and Mr. Toad. Now my brain just went blank. Anyways,
I don't know all of the stories, but
I think it's just really charming.
It is very charming. Speaking of charming, I have to show you my box of treasures. I've shown these before. Actually, I don't know if I have shown all of these before.
Not on here.
Okay, so Abby and I have a little collection in here, and this is the same exact thing of what you're talking about. Having a box full of cute little things. So I want to introduce you to Farrah Fawcett, which honestly is the best name ever. If I do say so myself. Isn't she so cute?
Yep, she is really cute.
Oh my goodness, I love her.
She is adorable, Farrah Fawcett. All of the names that you've given them are really fun.
I knit Farrah Fawcett with the yellow dress. And then this little dress, and this little dress. And then these yarns are all in her little shoes and socks, and bloomers are the same yarns as in these three dresses. So these are all Julie Williams patterns, Little Girl Fox, and then these dresses all came from the textured dress collection, which I really love because it has the little Peter Pan collar in it and it has a fuller skirt than a lot of her other dress patterns. So that's been a really fun one. So I've added her to this little box, but I wanted to show you our other animals.
Okay, let's see.
So this is the very...
What yarn did you use to knit?
Okay, so this yarn is the same as this fox was knit in. Hold on. I bought some yarn to make a bear. And it is called, this is the Cascade Eco Highland Duo.
Really is my favorite for this.
Well, and this is different than the one that is for this white, which is called just, I think, Eco Duo. It's a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
It's also Cascade, but this one is a different blend. And both of them, but they're both single ply yarns. The difference being that this one that I normally use, for example, this little kitty cat was knit with Eco Duo, and it's I believe merino and alpaca.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's single ply. So
and it's slightly variegated.
It's marled.
Well,
barber pulled.
But what it does is it has long stretches of one color into another stretch of like a lighter, darker. So like when I knit from it, like an arm will be slightly darker or an ear will be slightly darker, which I think lends to the charm.
And it's all that one is usually made with the natural colors. Yeah. Whereas this Highland Eco Highland Duo tends to be a solid color, like the fox. But it's still the single ply, and it is still, let me tell you what it's made of. 70% undyed baby alpaca and 30% undyed merino. So it's the same thing. It's just one's got the two different colors kind of marled together, and then this one is a solid. So anyway, but that's what she's knit out of. And then the black is just some Knit Picks palette. And then the yarns are all, for the dress, they're all just scraps I had. Mostly Yarnbrary, but like this one is Fuzzy Cactus yarn in the thrift store bookshelf colorway, which I really love. Anyway, so I knit her, but then in my little box here, I'm going to go kind of in reverse order. So I have the little cat.
I love the
and
cupcake
I have shown
dress
her before.
with the pink tights.
The cupcake dress is really cute, but I'm going to be honest, I think there's some issues with this pattern because it's supposed to be seamed in the back, and there's no stitches built in to seam it without losing part of your cupcake.
We did talk about this one.
Plus you're purling. So if you could, I think it would be better to take the chart and figure out the knitting it in the round, so you're not trying to purl and stranded color work and then lose. Anyway, it's got some issues there, but it's really cute. And the little cat with her tail. So she's really fun. The very first one I knit was this little elephant.
It's Ellie the elephant.
Ellie the elephant. Oh yes, and this is Kit the cat. Anyway, Ellie the elephant. So I knit her. Again, same kind of things with the color work on this, but less dramatic. And so that was really fun. You can tell she's my first one. I think that she's not made quite as well as the subsequent ones, but that's okay. She's really cute too. And then here's Bonnie the bunny, and I think she has the sweetest face ever. So she's really darling. Her little bloomers there. And then I also made the tiny girl bunny, or bear. And I had made this dress for Bonnie the bunny, but my gauge was so tight when I was doing this color work that it was quite small. So this little dress fit on the bear. And then I also have a hedgehog. Those are all the Julie Williams things that I have. And so these are really fun, and I'm going to knit a bear next and make it a little boy, because so far I have all these little girls.
Yeah, you got to have some boys.
And I need some boys to come and play with the girls and have a good time. And I need to find a tiny miniature pocket watch. It's got to happen.
All right.
So that has been really fun.
Watch,
if you have,
send us a link.
A link, yep, for sure. Because I think he needs to have like a little sweater vest and trousers and a little pocket watch.
Are you going to name him? Wait, what was the?
I don't know.
Eustace,
Bernard.
Nigel?
No, he has to have a B because they're all alliterative. So he's
yep.
got to have a B name. So
okay.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll
Burford. Our dad always said
always
Burford.
Called us, come on, Burford. What the heck, Dad? Where did you come up with that?
I don't know.
My kids are going to say the same things about me. Mom, why?
Why not?
Alrighty.
Okay.
What's up?
I finished, and then I realized this morning when I went to pull these out that I didn't weave in the ends. But
Cute.
we have a pair. Are they the same size? I thought they were.
Yeah,
they're the same size. This thumb is slightly off. Okay. But I had enough of the pink. If you remember last time I was worried I was going to run out of the pink, so I introduced some brown here as a stripe just in case I needed to do the thumbs in the brown or something else. But I had enough that I could have done it.
That's so
or
cute,
that
though.
I could have. That I didn't need this brown right here. But it's fine. Nadia picked out all of the yarns, what she wanted. She wanted mohair, and she wanted this mohair, which is Cascade Kid Sita in the taupe colorway. And she wanted a soft pink. So that's where we got it all from. Just went through my scraps of DK. So now I've got to weave in those ends, darn it. I thought I was like ready to just hand them to Nadia now. She's been waiting for them, but I gotta weave in all those ends. And the pattern is World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. And I did slightly, let's see. I did the stitch count for DK. No, I don't. Never mind, I don't even know. I can't even tell you. I just know that I did something different. And it looks really, really narrow, but it fits her hand perfectly.
That's good.
So if I want to make some again, I won't even know what I did.
You'll figure it out.
It won't really matter because...
You probably did the stitch count for worsted, but knitted in DK.
That's probably what I did.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that is what I did. Because I thought, because I was using DK weight yarn with the mohair, that it would make it more of a worsted weight, but it didn't.
Oh. Did you just knit it on the same size needle?
No. Oh, I remember. I didn't, so I did do worsted instructions with the DK gauge is what I got, but that's because I forgot to increase my needle size when I got right
so
here.
You stayed on the same needle size.
That's why. Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
But it worked out just fine.
Yeah.
It just made it really hard on my hands knitting it. It was tight. But that also means that it's going to be a little bit more durable, so that's fine.
That's true, especially at that tighter gauge. That would
Yeah.
be nice. So, speaking of World's Simplest Mittens, we were just on the same page here. So I knit this pair. I knit it with a long cuff because I don't like it when you have mittens and they hang low, you know, on your hand. I want them to come up high. I knit it with a 2x2 rib though, because I don't know why, because I just like glanced at the pattern and saw the stitch count to cast on, and then I just knit a 2x. I don't know. I didn't like.
You just always do a 2x2 in general, don't you, when you're doing knitting?
Yeah, a lot of times. I prefer a 2x2 a lot of times. But anyway. So these are out of Malabrigo Rios in Peachy colorway. And they are just really nice.
Yay!
So that was really fun.
Are those for you? Because you were going to make some for you.
Well, one of them will be for me. I don't know. I just wanted to knit mittens. But I'm also hosting my own cal on Instagram. And I'm going to invite you all to join me. And it's called Share the Warmth. And so I am knitting hats and mittens and anything warm and cozy to give away to someone who might be in need.
I love that.
And so these might go into that stash.
Yeah, Jules on So Sweet Violet did something like that last winter, and I thought that was really sweet. So I'm glad you're doing that.
So I have 2 hats in my car right now, but then it got warm. Like right after I knit the hats, I put them on my car ready to give away. All of a sudden it warmed up like 40 degrees again.
But now, because
but they're there.
Only take 4 hours before it drops back down again.
Yeah, so they're there. So they're there as soon as it gets colder again. And anyway.
All right, I finally did it.
You did it.
I finally did it. I finished my husband's socks.
Those look so nice.
Yes.
They
These are
turned out
actually going to be
really
for him
nice.
for Christmas. He sees me knitting them. It's okay. People see me knitting stuff all the time. They don't know it's for them. He knows these are for him. He'll get them when he gets them. He'll get them for Christmas. Because I like to put hand knit things in stockings. So I would always joke about my husband liking his hand knit socks to be so tight, like compression socks. I'm like, that's just extremely tight. So this one I did a little bit looser. Instead of doing 64 stitches, I did 68 on these, and it fits him great. And then he went to the store and bought compression socks, and I'm like, oh yeah, my husband has really, really painful varicose veins, and I feel bad. And I was like, well, no wonder he likes them really long and really tight. So I will knit him really long and really tight socks in the future. But the yarn for this is Dragon Horde yarn, When I Kissed the Teacher, in the Shepherdess Fingering Weight base, which is one I don't think she carries anymore. It's a superwash BFL and nylon. It's a nice, not really rustic, but it definitely feels more hard wearing. I like BFL actually for socks quite a bit. And it's just a really nice colorway, and I had this much left. So I do top down, cuff down. And if I did toe up, then I could divide it evenly and just knit until I run out of yarn. But the other way I kind of had to guess, and I do 8 inches from the cuff to the heel flap, and then I do the heel flap and turn it, and then, you know, knit his foot. And I thought, well, I might have to do a different color for the toe. When I get to the toe, I'll weigh the yarn and see if I have enough. But I had enough, which was good because I didn't have any BFL that would go with this. So,
yeah,
so I'm glad I had enough. But there was 400 yards in this skein. And so, yeah, got that much left. That's good. And I'm really happy to be done. And I just dyed some more yarn for my husband to knit him the next pair of socks. And it's not blue.
What?
I know. I'm branching out. It's green. It's
wow.
green.
I bought Richard, Richard and I went shopping, and that's how he says it, is I bought him clothes, because I think he needs that permission, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, but he actually didn't get any, no, I was going to say he didn't get anything gray, but I lied. He got some gray pants, which was branching out, because normally he doesn't wear gray pants. So he got gray pants, but he got kind of a green shirt and kind of a purplish shirt. Yeah. I know, and he looks so good in them. Neither of the shirts were gray. Now it was kind of a grayish green and a grayish purple, but
that's still.
He looks so nice. So it was really good. Okay, another one, just another set of mittens. These are fun because these were out of my last skein that I had held back of "Don't Bother Me, I'm Reading" on my memoir worsted base, and so they will match my sweater. I can wear them together and be totally matchy. I don't know if I will wear them together.
You should, because then we can't tell where your arms begin and your hands, or where your arms end and your hands begin.
Yes, and everybody wants that effect
and
in
then
their
if
fashion.
You knit leggings out of it,
then I can...
and socks,
if I
and a hat, and a scarf.
Shh.
But that would be really funny.
Let's just not go there. But that's fun. Same mittens. The only difference is I did the finger decreases right on this pair, where I did them wrong on this pair. Because they're decrease every row instead of decrease every other row.
Oh, okay.
And I started doing these decrease every other row and then was like, oh wait, I need to speed that up. Anyway, yeah, it's all right. It's all good. So there, that was fun. World Simplest Mittens.
All right. I started and finished a pair of socks between our last podcast and now. Look at these.
Those are really cute.
I knit these in line at Disneyland. I actually knit one and like this much of another while in line. So what I did is I started, I cast on, I did the cuff, I did a tube, and I did the toe. And then I started the next one, and then when I finished both of these, then I cut in an afterthought heel. And once again, I thought I was going to run out of yarn because I had one 20-gram mini that was a gift from my friend Crystal at Vintage Fairy on Instagram. She gave me a mini at Christmas time last year, and I thought I wasn't going to have enough. So I put in a cute little like blip of the striped yarn there, which I think is really cute, actually.
It is fun.
But in the end, I had enough to finish it. I could have done it. But it's okay, because I think this is really cute. It just meant there were more ends to weave in. And this yarn is West Yorkshire Spinner.
I was going to ask you if that's what it was.
What was the name of this one? Oh, darn it. I don't remember. And where does it even say?
I don't know.
It doesn't
just
even...
got numbers on it.
No, it doesn't even have...
It's one of their Christmas ones.
Yes, I can't remember. Darn it. Well, I have enough to make another pair, which I think weight-wise I could make the same size. I think I have enough to make one more with that. This was a gift from another really sweet friend on Instagram who just gave that to me because she was lovely and knew that I liked it and was like, oh, that's so cute. And she sent it to me, and that was really nice. And I've heard people say they really didn't like knitting with the yarn. I had no problem with it. I thought it was really fun.
It's just honestly, because it is a more rustic, woolly kind of yarn, I think.
Which is nice for socks. Yeah. So, and it was just really fun to see it emerge. And it was really fun in Disneyland. While I was knitting on these, I was waiting in line, well, all over the place, but I was at the Haunted Mansion, and the ride broke down or closed or something while I was waiting in line. And the lines for that ride were crazy because we went for the 3 days leading up to Halloween. So it was crazy. So we had, on the last day, nobody in my family likes it, but Jason's like, I'll go with you. They don't like the Christmas one. They don't like the Nightmare Before Christmas version of it. And so Jason's like, well, I'll go with you because I don't mind. We used a fast pass on the last day at night and it broke down. I was like, no. So nobody wanted to leave the line. Everybody's like, I'm just going to stay here and we'll see. So while I was standing there knitting, I had some people come around and I gave them a knitting lesson. They were all like, how does this work? And so it was kind of fun. We had a little impromptu knitting class in line at Disneyland, including one of the people who worked there. So it was really fun.
That is fun. Those are cute too. I mean, they're kind of like not necessarily your everyday socks, but really fun for Christmas.
These are going to be Christmas gifts. And I like I said, I like to put hand knit things in stockings. And I always give my kids, even before I knit, I always gave them a pair of socks on Christmas. Like the really soft, fluffy, warm ones, or slipper socks, or something like that. And my kids love that. And so this will be, a fun one to do for that.
That is fun.
Even if it's not like, oh, I love green and red and blue. It would just be really fun for a Christmas gift. So I had fun making those and good memories. I thought it was a gift from a friend that I knit while on vacation, and then I can gift to somebody. Like, all the good things, all the good feelings.
It's got lots of good vibes there.
No, I really liked it. Yeah, thanks Cheryl for that, for the yarn.
Oh, I'm getting snagged. Hold on. I have to show you these on the blocker because they're always so much better on the blocker.
I need to give you some better blockers because those always snag, or I'll at least take care of the tips on it.
Snip them off. What's the word I'm looking for?
I need to file them. That's what I did with mine.
Oh, that's fine.
Let me show you. These are sock blockers that I used to make. And look, it's a ball of yarn with knitting needles. How cute is that? Except for these like to catch on the yarn. So I took a nail file and filed mine down so they were rounded.
I'm intelligent enough to do that if I remember to. So, look how cute these scrappy socks are.
You did those really fast.
I did. I flew through these. I started them. I cast them on 8 days ago. Finished them 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah. Anyway, ends woven in and everything. So you're right. I finished them on Monday. Anyway, I think they turned out really fun. These are all just scraps, and I think mostly from other sock projects or shawl. Like this one right here is from the sweater I'm wearing right now. But anyway, they just turned out really fun. The funny thing about it is I thought I just put a whole bunch of scraps in a bag. And I told Deborah, I'm going to knit monster socks. I'm just going to pull out whatever the next skein is and just knit some rounds and just go crazy with it. That didn't work.
Do you have it still?
Yes, I do actually. I think in here. Nope, not in here. It's going to be in this bag right over there, if you can reach.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
My cute bag from Tiffany of Southern Sparrow.
Oh, I want to say Sweet Sparrow. Southern Sparrow, that's right.
So this is, oh, and there's like
Tiffany, we were talking about how much we love your accent because you are so cute.
She is
cute.
She is so wonderful.
You squirrel tamer.
This is what I started with.
It doesn't look so bad in this.
It doesn't look as bad there, but
in person we're like, ooh.
I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. And so I didn't even unravel it. I just took my needles out, put it back in the bag.
I want to unravel that and wind it into little tiny balls.
Here you go. Enjoy.
Because that's so satisfying. Like going like this.
So some of the things that, anyway, so I finally just decided to start over again and use colors that I liked how they went together. So these are the ones I made, and I finished both of them. This one's not on the blocker, but there you go. And I wove in all of the ends and everything. So I wanted to show you actually about weaving in ends, because I used to weave all my ends in as duplicate stitch, and I actually didn't like how it was turning out. And so I have changed how I weave my ends in, and I feel like it gives me a better finish. So this is the side that has all the ends woven in. And I haven't like actually washed these or anything. So you're seeing it with kind of squirrely stitches and everything. But I don't have, the line you're seeing there is more caused by my knitting it on magic loop than it's caused by my having started and stopped all my ends there. So the way I weave in my stitches is on a diagonal. Let's see where it's going to show up here better. I don't know if you can actually, can you see it? Like right here and right there.
I can see you wove it in here.
Here and here, here and here. And so what I do is I take my two ends. So for example, I've got my red, my red would have come this way and my blue started and then went this direction, okay, here. So I take the red and I pass it underneath the blue over, and then the blue got woven in this direction and the red got woven in this direction. And you go on an angle, and I go up, down, and back up. Then this one goes down, up, back down, if that makes sense. So you're weaving in on an angle, and it's just fast. It's way fast to weave in ends that way. And in person, you can see it more. It's not showing up on the screen as well.
But you can't feel it.
But you don't feel it. And especially once you've washed it, it disappears into it. And it doesn't move your stitches or bend them on the right side of the fabric.
Or thicken them up because of the duplicate stitch.
Yeah, you don't have like a line of thicker fabric. Yeah. It's all off on an angle. So anyway, it works out really well. And it closes up those holes really nicely. And once I started weaving in my ends that way, I don't mind it as much. It goes so much faster. I felt like the duplicate stitch style, for me, just took a lot longer, and I wasn't quite as satisfied with the finished product as I am.
Think it does take longer with the duplicate stitch. Yeah.
So I just really like it this way. So anyway, fun scrappy socks.
I enjoy the process of weaving in with duplicate stitch. Yeah. But I agree that doing it on an angle gives you a better result.
I like it. I think it's flatter.
So sometimes I weave it in just because I enjoy doing duplicate stitch. So I do it that way.
Yeah. That's not only. I don't feel any pull towards that. I'm fine without it in my life. But I really did like these scrappy socks, and I would happily cast on another pair right now because they were so much fun. And they used to be prohibitive to me because of the weaving. And now I don't mind it.
So what I usually do is I kind of like lock in my stitches by doing a little bit of weaving in as you go by passing the tails under over. I don't know if you know about that, but anyways, I kind of lock it in with a couple of stitches so that I don't have it like trying to pull open as I'm knitting. And then I go in and weave in the end a little bit more. That's what I do.
Yeah. I don't even do that. I just let them hang and they look kind of funky and you have these little holes and then I just tighten them up and so it works out. But that was fun because it made me go, oh, I've got so many scraps I could definitely be putting into scrappy socks.
Look, here's two. Look,
two teeny tiny little balls. They're so cute.
When I see it like that, I'm like, that's not enough to do anything with. But then you see it in a sock. You're like, oh, actually that is
well,
enough.
Right, because some of these stripes, like this little blue stripe,
1.5 grams.
It's 5 rounds. Same thing with this yellow one. The blue one, it's got some white in it, so kind of blended into the colors on either side. But this one, it's 5 rounds. So, I did another stripe down here with that same yarn, but I think I had 20 grams and I've used 10 or something, maybe 15 here. So anyway. Fun stuff.
Almost done.
Deborah, hurry up.
I'm enjoying this. Don't make me rush through something I like. Okay, I'll finish that in a minute. Okay, I finished another dishcloth, another wondrous dishcloth. I've noticed all of mine. Oh, well, now it seems to have mellowed out.
What?
That when I go to bind off, that it like angles like this. I don't know what I'm doing. But now
it's probably just the twist of the yarn.
Like now that it's been sitting here for a week. It's kind of, but it's relaxed. Oh, I can see it a little bit there. So this is the Wondrous Dishcloth by Jewels of So Sweet Violet. And this is the 4th one that I've made. And I use mine all the time. I think this is now my favorite. So I want a whole bunch. So
They're
I'm
good
going to make a
scrubbers.
lot. I just like, and the yarn that I used, did I bring the yarn that I used? I do. I have it, yes. Clio. It is a 100%, it's by Plymouth Yarn. It's 100% mercerized Pima cotton in a sport weight. It's 50 grams, approximately 125 yards. Okay, so that's the yarn I used. And it's kind of like a chain plied kind of thing. And I don't like how it looks just in the skein. But after I used it and washed it and dried it, I love the feel of it. I really like the feel of it. And one of these I would make 2 with, but I had to cut out one of the repeats, so it's a little bit shorter. Now like this, it's rectangular, but once I wash it and dry it and use it, it's more square.
Oh, really? Mine has stayed pretty rectangular, but
just how it's washed.
Yarn.
So
different yarn though. We've used
different yarn. But I really have liked how this yarn works once, you know, I wash it and dry it for a dishcloth. So I have 4 of them, and now I need like, I don't know, 15, 20 more. So
that's fun.
They're really good.
I have a hat that I knit, but it's already in my car, and if I brought it in, then I would forget to put it back in my car. So I don't have any more finished objects to show today. How about you?
Nope, wait, is that all my finished objects? Yes, it is, except for I just finished unraveling your sock.
Yay!
There you go. 3 adorable little balls.
They're so
there
cute.
You go. You're like, this is too
I
fiddly.
almost
I can't work
dropped
with that.
one.
And then it would have unrolled after.
Unrolled and unwound. That's funny.
Okay, should we move on to works in progress?
Yes, and you're going to have a lot more than I do, so you should just go ahead.
I think I have 3. Okay.
I have 1 right now.
Okay.
Well, I have 1, and then, yeah, I have 2, I guess.
Okay, so first of all, this relates in my basket. In this basket. Look at that basket.
Cutest basket.
I love this basket so much. It's so cute. With a drawstring liner. Okay, so Molly Klein Designs and I have hosted our 3rd annual Christmas project bag swap. And I had a fantastic partner, Ms. Amber Johns, and she gave me the cutest bag. The cutest bag.
Oh, that is darling.
Very cute. Like a medium size, and I love the swivel handles, and I love having a wrist strap. Yeah, it's just a really cute bag.
Fabric is so cute.
Yes, this is perfect. Very, very nice. Thank you very much. And I've chatted. Well, I had this plan of what I wanted to make, and I went to go find the fabric, and while I was at the store, I saw these baskets, and I'm like, oh, I have to make that. Like, it was just a basket, and I wanted to make a liner. And then we found the pom-poms, my daughters and I. I'm like, well, we gotta add pom-poms. So I did that, and I made one, and it was so cute that I decided I needed one, so I went back and got more to make one for me. So now we have matching ones.
Really cute.
Very, very cute. So inside my Christmas basket, which, you know what?
That's an everyday
Christmas,
basket.
But it could be for any time.
That's an everyday basket.
I have my sweater. Well, it's a cardigan. I've done a lot of work on this. Last time I had, I wasn't even up to the pocket right here. I had like this much. Look at all that.
That was a lot. And that's so pretty.
So the pattern is from this book, Rugged Knits by Andrea Ringel. And it is called, I can never remember. People remember things way better than I do. Names of yarn, patterns. The Woolen Explorer Cardigan. And I am doing mine quite oversized, I believe. I think I'm doing it, if I wanted it to fit like it's shown on the model here, I would need it to be 9 to 13 inches oversized. Positive ease.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm doing is the 9-inch positive ease. So it's not quite that dramatic, but I did want one that was really going to be like a cozy up kind of oversized one. So
that's going to be so fun.
So I am actually ready to, so it's knit bottom up, and I'm right here. So now I need to cast on the sleeves and do that, and then we'll connect it together and start doing the yoke. And The pockets are really, really simple to do. I knit the pocket inserts, and then you bind off some stitches and pick up the stitches that were for the pockets as you go around and connect it there. I don't know. And then I will, when I'm done, I will go and sew down the pocket lining to that. I don't want to do that until I'm done because I want to make sure if I have to unravel it, I don't want to have to deal with ends that have been woven in.
Sure.
So I usually weave in ends as I go on projects, but I'm not on this one for that reason. And I am alternating skeins as I go with I just forgot the type of...
Helical.
Yes. Yes, with helical knitting. And I put a link in our previous video to the tutorial on how I did that. So if you want to see that, go to the video before this one, and you'll see a link in the description box below that of how I'm doing it. But it's very simple, and it's just blending the yarns really well, and it's going great.
I have to see your little tin in there.
Oh, this was from a puzzle from the dollar store.
That is a good sized tin.
Yep, we have like 3 or 4 of
Slightly
these.
bigger than like an Altoids or
So
whatever tin.
I have a row counter in here. I never really use that. I don't even know why it's in there. And a measuring tape, a little tiny crochet hook, scissors. I've got stitch markers and a needle.
That's nice.
Oftentimes, and one's this size, I have a little teeny tiny notepad and one of the short little pencils in here
cute.
as well if I need to make notes, but it's not in this one.
I like those, and I like gift card tins for putting together notions.
Yes,
kits.
yes.
They're really good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm almost to the end of this round. Hold on, go to a stopping spot needle. I've cast on another pair of socks, and I'm knitting like a maniac on them.
She's a maniac.
They're really, really cute.
They are cute.
I love them. This yarn, I feel so bad, but I do not remember what this yarn is. And it was a gift from somebody, from
Didn't
a
you
dyer.
already knit something else out of it?
I started to knit 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I started to knit a flax light that I was fading, and it was in that. And then I decided not to knit that, and I unwound it, I unraveled it, and I ended up not using it. And since then, I've used it as little bits in lots of different things, but it is just the cutest. And it might be hedgerow yarns. I think it's hedgerow yarns.
Well, that's
But
really pretty.
It was a one-of-a-kind skein anyway, so... But it's just really cute. And then I'm knitting it with leftovers from the sweater. So it's just a fun little one, and I'm just doing a vanilla sock. But I literally cast this on yesterday morning. And I knit that much already. I don't know why. I just, sometimes I just get on something and I just go like mad. So this one's going really fast, and it's so pretty. I'm really liking the socks.
I like it.
All of my socks that I've knit lately, I think it's because I've been inspired by Amy, little Tayloress Studios, Jules. Their aesthetic in their socks has really inspired me.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to knit lots of very pretty, delicate, and kind of coordinating socks. So all my socks lately, if you put them together, they all kind of have it. Yeah. And I'm loving
mine
it.
definitely do not have that.
It's been fun.
And I've been like really burned out knitting socks. And then when I knit this pair, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I want to knit socks again.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of crazy because I was burned out knitting socks because I was knitting them like crazy. And this one I knit like crazy in like 3 days.
I think
and then I wanted to knit all the socks again.
Well, for me, I knit 3 sweaters in a row, or most of 3 sweaters, because I knit my All of the Lights. Yeah. I knit my my lime green sweater, which still isn't finished.
Oh, Emily!
It's right there, wadded up in a box.
Show it today.
It's not done. Still waiting for button bands and to fix the bind off on.
You've had like 4 billion things going on in life. So
anyway,
I can't believe you didn't get to that.
It's just that I don't want to. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. Anyway, and then I knit this sweater. So I knit 3 sweaters in a row. And then, oh no, 4 because I knit that Love Note sweater.
Oh, that's true.
too.
For Abigail.
So I knit 4 sweaters in a row, and I have other little things going on. But if you notice, all my projects are little lately. Little cotton rabbits, a panda, hat, mittens, socks. You know, they're all little things. And so I think that's what got me excited to knit some small things again, because I was just on this sweater thing. But I've been such a monogamous knitter lately. I don't even know myself. It's kind of weird.
Well, lately all I've been doing is just like stockinette stitch. Everything that I'm knitting is just stockinette stitch, which gets kind of monotonous after a while to not have anything else to break it up. And so I feel like what I want to do if I'm going to be doing stockinette stitch is knit with like the most beautiful yarns. And so I want to knit socks with all of the yarns that I've been holding on to that are like, they're too precious.
They're precious. Oh, I understand.
I want to use them now and really enjoy them. All right. I am working on a Christmas gift. I'm working on another Everyday Slouchy Beanie, which is a pattern by Tristan Molina. She's the dyer behind Dragon Horde Yarns. And I knit one of these not too long ago as a display for my shop. And I'm almost done. I'm on the decreases now.
So pretty.
So this is one that I really, really, really wanted people to do and nobody did. So I decided I had to.
One of the combinations.
I kept trying to encourage people with this combination and nobody took me up on it. So I'm like, well, I guess I will. It was to use my cream soda colorway and butterscotch together, because the cream soda has such gorgeous speckles in there, and it has some of those rusty pumpkin-y colored speckles in there and some other color, you know. So I thought that would look really good together, and it does. It looks fabulous.
It's gorgeous.
I like it. I am not knitting it as long as the pattern calls for, and I think it could be even shorter, just a little bit. So instead of knitting this until this part reaches 6 inches, I did 5, and I think I would do like 4 1/4 possibly in the future if I did more. So I did a slightly different cast on. Instead of, I was taking a note from Amber Lindemann of Yarn Hoarder podcast. Instead of doing a crochet cast on, which provisional cast on, which I did in the previous one, I just cast on and knit a few rounds in just a scrap yarn, and then went and picked up the stitches, because I don't mind picking up stitches at all, you know, like stockinette stitches. So I knit a couple of rounds in a separate scrap yarn, then started knitting, you know, the with this main yarn. And when it was time to go back and fold over the brim, I went and picked up the stitches in this colorway and ripped out the scrap yarn.
So it still ends up
doing the same thing.
Right, the same finish.
Yeah.
Not with a ridge from cast on stitches.
So the problem I had with the crochet provisional cast on, and there's a lot of different ways of doing it. It's just, I did a crochet provisional cast on. I don't know what it calls for. I don't remember. Maybe that's what it called for. Is that when I would go to undo the crochet provisional cast on and pick up the stitch, it would like disappear. And trying to find it and trying to undo it with the mohair and everything, it was really fiddly. It still took me a long time to join them together, but I felt like it wasn't as frustrating a process. So I really love the finished project, the finished object, and how it looks and everything, and I like how it stretches and like sucks in. The whole thing is great. I just was trying to find a way of joining these two together, you know, the folded brim together in a way that would make it a little bit more enjoyable for me.
It has such a wonderful feel to it.
So I knit the 22 inch, the medium size for this one. And the first one I did was the small 21 inch, and I think that fits great on my head, but I don't have a ton of hair, and for the person I'm giving it to, they might want something a little bit slightly looser over their hair. So
really cute.
I'm almost done.
Cute. All right. I haven't actually cast this on yet.
Oh, I have to show this bag. Sorry.
Oh, definitely show
it's
the
in
bag.
this bag by Sherry. Sherry Iris. This was a gift
Love her
from her last year. I love the black and white polka dots on it combined with the embroidery. Oh, it's just so cute. And it has the little jingle bells.
I need to take my Sherry bag with me on my trip, I think.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So I like that one. I love black and white polka dots, so that's perfect.
All right. So this is kind of a funny project because I have a finished object to show you, but I'm about to start it. Because I didn't knit this.
Wait,
oh,
yes,
I know.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a Terrace Wrap. This is a Pearl Soho pattern called the Terrace Wrap. And a customer at our local yarn store knit this out of my yarn. This is Classic Sock in, it's Opera Dancer's Daughter. And she knit this Terrace Wrap out of the yarn. And it's a shop sample. But I am so in love with it.
The stitch is
That is really funny. It's showing
stitch.
up weird on the screen.
Our lighting is just kind of crazy.
No, what it is it makes, see right in here, look at how it looks like there's a pattern change. That's because of the yarn color. Do you see, can you see how it looks like it has stripes?
It does, but
if you look at it in person, you don't see that.
oh,
Isn't that funny?
Interesting. Yeah.
It's just speckles showing up. Anyway. But anyway, so she knit this and I am absolutely in love with it.
Yeah.
In love with it.
Beautiful.
So she had told Lauren, the store owner, if Emily wants to borrow this and take pictures of it and things, and I'm like, and show it on the podcast, yes, I would love to, but I have to knit this. And one of the things I think that makes this even better is that it's knit at a different gauge than the pattern calls for.
Oh, okay.
And it has an extra drape and kind of lusciousness about it because of that. So this is, the pattern calls, it's a free pattern, Pearl Soho Terrace Wrap. You can find it on the Pearl Soho website, on Ravelry. It calls for a size 4 US needle. This is knit on a size 6, and I love the fabric of it.
I agree.
So,
it does have a really stunning drape to it and cushiness.
Yeah, like squish.
Yeah.
And bounce. It's got a lot of beautiful things to it. It's huge. It's long. It's just amazing. And I've worn it a couple of times. I wore it at Stitches one day, and then I wore it to church on Sunday. But it's not mine, and I'm not going to wear it like around, because it isn't mine. So, but I need to knit one for myself. So I looked at that and I thought, am I going to want to do this stitch for that much knitting? Because it is one stitch. I mean, it's a 6-stitch, 6-row repeat, but it's really the same stitch just over and over, staggered in the different rows. And so I cast on and did a swatch, a sample. I have to figure out what bag I've put everything in. I've been kind of chaotic lately. So this is the same yarn, but I don't have enough of it yet. Oh, I'll throw that on the ground. But I just cast on and did a little sample of it to see, could I handle, we'll get it in a minute, don't worry. Can I handle doing this stitch? Because what I was thinking is this might be good to the end of time, exactly. And I started doing it and I thought, maybe not. But then that was before Sunday. And then I wore that on Sunday to church and I thought, no, I'm doing it because I love it so much. And I don't really wear my shawls and things very much. I wear my Birds of a Feather shawl, but I don't wear most of my shawls. And I think that it's the shape of that big, it's like it's a stole, a wrap. It's wide. It's about, that's not helpful at all. I mean, you can make it as wide as you want, but it's wide and just really long. And it just looks so pretty. So I am going to knit it, but now I just have to figure out what yarn I'm going to use to make it. Do I want the same yarn? I don't know. I can't decide. I kept looking through all my colorways and trying to pick a yarn.
Like, what is your wardrobe missing, Emily?
Well,
it's missing a lime green sweater, honestly.
It really is. Stop. I think I actually am going to knit it in the same... in Opera Dancer's Daughter. I don't have anything for myself knit in that colorway, and I love it. So that's why I say it's a work in progress. although I haven't, I mean, I swatched kind of, I tested it.
Okay.
But I haven't actually cast it on officially.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Well, we'll find out. It's all going to be a surprise.
It will be.
Next time we get here, she's like, guess what? I made 2.
Well, I'm going on vacation. I have to have knitting projects. But we're flying, so it's not like you're going to just, well, bring 10 projects, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not, anyway. I have to be selective about what I bring.
one project to Disneyland.
And you ran out.
So,
Didn't you?
I didn't run out. But I do like to have a variety of sizes of things that I'm like needle size that I'm knitting on, so I don't get tired of that, or that has a stitch pattern and then stockinette stitch or something. But with this one, I'm like, you know what? I want to get these done.
I figure if I have socks and that wrap, that'll be good for me. Because the socks I can do when I need my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I'm gonna get motion sick or whatever, I won't be wanting to knit on that wrap because I'll have to be watching it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't need my eyes for knitting socks most of the time. So I don't know. It's important to figure these things out. It's an important part of the vacation process.
Knitting. People don't understand that aren't knitters.
No, they don't.
Critical nature
it's
of
very important.
deciding this.
It's like half of the preparation. Okay.
Yes.
Slight exaggeration.
All right. Okay, this was my bag that I received from Vicky of West Green Loft Yarn. Just a minute. Yes, I got it right. West Green Loft Yarns from last year's Christmas project bag swap. She was my partner, and it is a very, very cute bag. And in here, I have cast on a pair of socks.
Are those DK socks?
No. Oh. It's just kind of a slightly fluffier yarn, a slightly fluffier base. And this is a pair of Christmas socks for Ella. Ooh. And she has requested that I make her more shorty socks. And she tried these on and said these are the exact fit that she wants. So I have them in the bag.
Nice.
So I can measure and I can count rows. And I also have in here 2 rows of elastic thread to help keep it nice and snug on your ankle so it doesn't slip down.
Nice.
And I am using yarn that she dyed years ago because she wanted BB-8 themed socks, but then she decided she didn't want to knit them. So it's been sitting in my yarn stash for a while, and I thought, well, that's actually a great gift because she dyed the yarn. It's something that she loves, but she's not going to knit with it. So
that's brilliant.
I'm knitting her some socks that she requested with some of her favorite yarn. It's not that she actually loves these colors, but she loves Star Wars, and she dyed the yarn, so I like that I get to use it for that purpose.
Speaking of Star Wars, we have to talk about that.
Okay.
We have to talk about Shakespeare.
Like, oh yeah. Shakespeare and Star Wars. Have any of you listened to the audiobooks? What is it called? There's 2 of them. They're a Star Wars adaptation of Shakespeare.
Oh, I haven't even heard of this.
You haven't?
No.
What?
No.
They are so funny.
This is totally something I would enjoy.
Oh my goodness. I have to find those. And this is where I think the idea came from.
Probably.
So in our homeschool community, we're part of something we've mentioned before called our Commonwealth, which is a group of families that get together and we focus on leadership education, and we work together and teach each other's children. And sorry, my fabulous charm bracelet is making noise.
Rude.
But we have a Shakespeare class, and they put on a play every year, and it's always fantastic. Mm-hmm. And it's the 12 and 13-year-olds typically. Mm-hmm. So this year they've decided to do a Shakespeare play with the theme of Star Wars.
Right. And it's Romeo and Juliet, except for it's Han Solo and Princess Leia.
Yeah.
But it's the whole point is that it's the Romeo and Juliet story, and there's just a few little tweaks, and then they'll be dressed in
all really Star Wars. Like I'm in charge of costumes.
I know.
So I told my family that we're doing a family project of building Jabba the Hutt. So we were talking about how it's going to be like a roll-on.
Oh, that's
set,
brilliant. It's like in White Christmas. Remember in White Christmas at the end?
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's going to be like roll-on and they stand behind it. with their heads showing.
I love it.
For Jabba the Hutt. But I'm thinking like if we build like a 3D chicken wire frame and then like the foam spray on stuff that you sculpt and then paint like.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with it after?
That's what I was wondering. But
Can we auction it?
That's not up to me to worry about.
Yeah,
and then
true.
we're also, my family's going to be doing the R2-D2 costume. So I got to figure that one out. I hope that's not going on our tallest performer.
He has to be Chewbacca. Honestly. I mean, it kind of fits in lots of ways.
He's so tall. Okay, anyways. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun.
I'm excited for that. That'll be in the spring, so they've got a while. But we just found out the theme. Well, you've known the theme because
I knew the theme, but I didn't know which play because it is it's like a closely guarded secret.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
The kids earn finding out the secret by completing all these requirements,
Yes.
and then they get to hear the announcement.
Or they reveal it together to the rest of the group, and everybody
it's
cheers.
really cute.
It's fun. So.
That's going to be fun. It's going to be a crazy, crazy time, and Nadia's in that.
Yes.
So Abby's so excited because she gets to be in the stage crew. So.
Yes. So she gets to help wheel Jabba the Hutt on.
That should be her job. She's the Jabba Wrangler.
They were going to have a Mrs. Jabba the Hutt because apparently in one of the scenes, I'm trying to remember where.
In Romeo and Juliet?
No. In Star Wars. I'm just remembering. Like in the background, it's a very like. There is a female.
Oh, it's in the whichever one is the pod racing. That one.
Yeah.
So
we were gonna have that character on there, but now we're not. So I'm glad we don't have to make two because like I don't know where we're fitting that on stage even, let alone.
No kidding.
Anyways, it's gonna be interesting.
It needs to like be hinged so it can open up and then close around them. Like they stand in it and it's 3D.
There's going to be some interesting things with costumes this year.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be fun.
Okay.
All right.
It's time now for our Kindness is Like Sugar segment. Okay, so I had lots of ideas of what I wanted to share today, and I had one that I was coming with until right before I came today, and it's all changed. So I'm gonna share you now another story. In our church, we have a women's group, and we get together typically like once a month for an activity. And an activity that we had last night, we were just trying to get to know people better on a deeper level, more than just what are your hobbies kind of thing, but to really get to know each other. And for one part of it, we were writing down, like, what is something that we need help with from other people? And it was just anonymous, that we were just writing it down and kind of reading them out loud so that nobody needed to share something personal that they didn't want to share. And I wrote down what it is that I really want most of all is I just want to be understood. I just want people to take the time to try to understand me. Because I think I've made so many unusual choices in my life that people just write me off as a crazy person. And so I just want to be understood. That's all. And then I went home and I woke up this morning and I had a message on my phone from a really sweet friend that was just asking to understand a decision I had recently made and was just very sincere and kind and so thoughtful in her manner of communicating with me that I just, there's times where you just know that there's someone out there watching out for you. Because I stated this, and here we go. Here is a direct answer to that request, that I just needed somebody to listen to me and to just try to understand me. And so I had a really, really good, deep, and meaningful conversation with a sweet friend that took time out of her day today to just listen to me for no other purpose than to just try to understand me. And that, to me, made such a difference to me, just because I don't remember if I mentioned to you, there's times where I'll do something that I get really weird looks for, and if Emily's around, I just kind of look out of the corner of my eye, and Emily's over there, and I'm like, I know she's in my corner because she understands what's going on. And just knowing that there's somebody that's in your corner that understands you makes it okay. And so, to me, that was just a really kind thing that somebody did, that they don't know how much that means to me, to just take the time to listen with the intent to understand. For no other reason, just the intent to understand, and that's all.
That's really amazing. And I had a question. So this friend who reached out to you today, she was not part of this group that was last night, right?
No.
So she hadn't heard you say anything about that. No. She was just inspired.
And nobody knew that was me that even wrote that.
Right. That's amazing.
So not a coincidence.
I think there's two pieces to what you just said too. I mean, it's the time to listen and to try and understand each other is the big piece. But I think another big piece is that if somebody has made a decision, like they're not asking you for your input or advice.
Or even approval.
But they've made a decision and they tell you about it. One of the most wonderful gifts you can give somebody is an I support you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What can I do to help you? You know, kind of a response, not a judgmental one I wouldn't have chosen to do that or whatever, because the person's already made the decision. Like, give them the benefit of the doubt for being able to think and make choices.
Yes, yes. And I don't ever feel like somebody has to agree with my choices.
No.
It's just nice to know that I've been heard. And I think that we all want to feel that way. That we have been heard and understood. So you can understand without agreeing. And that's okay.
True.
So
that's such a lost skill and such a powerful one. Yeah. To understand without agreeing. Or even when you don't agree.
It's not saying approval.
Understanding.
It's just, I hear what you're saying, and now I understand why you've decided that, or why you think this, or whatever. I don't approve, or I don't agree, or whatever, but I see your reasoning behind it. Okay. So, yeah.
That's really powerful.
There we go. Short
Thanks for sharing.
Sweet and simple, but very meaningful to me.
All right.
So with Mr. Rogers' Kindness Day today, I would love if you want to share something below. Please share Mr. Rogers' kindness moment, something somebody has done for you, or that you have witnessed that is kind. Just simple things. Simple things. We don't need big, elaborate things in our lives to spread the joy and kindness.
Absolutely. It is usually those small things that build up to really help you to feel like somebody appreciates you or cares about you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Okay. Well, shop news,
we have come to the end. We've come to the end. Emily, what shop news do you have?
Well, I am excited because for two reasons. Number one is that I am completing the Hogwarts Library collection. So this month for November, I still have listings up, and the title for November is Men Who Love Dragons Too Much, which I just love. It's one of my favorites.
It is such an obscure part in the books, and I actually just read it yesterday, and when I came across it, I just started laughing.
Definitely.
If you know where it is in the books, if you know where it is, comment below.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because, it is so obscure.
But it stood out in my mind, obviously, for a reason. So that's the theme for November. And then December will be the last of the Hogwarts Library collection. And December, the theme is the Daily Prophet. So we can't let this go by without doing the Daily Prophet.
That is a good one to end with.
So, and also I am closing for the holidays. So other than the Hogwarts library, I'm not doing any other dyeing. Advents are all done and shipped out. And so I'm taking the rest of the year off. So that will be the only thing I'm dyeing for the rest of the year. But I am really excited because in the new year, all kinds of fun and exciting and new things are coming to the Yarnbrary, which I will share as that gets closer. I can tell you now that I will not be doing any mystery sets next year, but there are some really fun and exciting new things coming. So I will share them as we get there.
I'm excited for what's coming. We have something happening upstairs all this time.
I know.
I'm like, what are they doing?
Not. They're like moving furniture or something. Not quite sure.
Okay. I announced last time that all of the colorways that I have previously dyed and that were in my shop, that was it. You know, I wasn't dyeing them ever again. So I already told you that. And so I still have some things in my shop. I actually have a good assortment of things in my shop right now. So it's not that it's, you know, I've run out of some of the colorways. But so, of course, I'm not going to be doing those anymore. I have a new collection for you. This is, thanks to Emily for the title. These are Quotable Confections. So they are all references to sweet things in books, movies, and music. So I'm going to show you them. Okay, I don't know which one I want to start with. Okay, these two are from Elf. And this one is the 7 levels of the candy cane forest.
So great.
This lighting, terrible. This one is swirly twirly gumdrops.
Oh, that's so pretty.
So these are two great Christmassy ones, but I still think that the colors are, you know, they're great for any time. I'm not one for really classic Christmas colors. I like the reference to them. So there's that one. Then there's this one, which is not the gumdrop buttons.
So it's very gingerbready.
Gingerbread with his gumdrop buttons and his mouth and eyebrows and stuff. So
that's a great one from
we have
Shrek.
that one. Yes. I really love this one. I do bright, colorful things, but this one is rich and yummy.
Gorgeous.
And this one is Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, I'm sorry for the elephant herd that apparently is tramping around upstairs.
I love this one. So there's a children's book, and it's Little Golden Books, and it's a Hansel and Gretel one, and I cannot find it. I mean, I did find it online somewhere, but I wasn't going to get it in time to show, because the coloring on it is what I was imagining, where they're deep in the forest, and it's kind of a dark story, and so it's like foresty colors, and then you've got Hansel's clothing and Gretel's clothing, and then colors from the gingerbread house that they encounter. So I really, really love this one. Okay, and then this one's from a song. This one is Sugar Shack. This is by Jimmy Glimmer and the Fireballs.
I don't know if I've ever heard that song.
Oh, go look it up if you haven't heard it before. So I really love this one. It's super sweet because it's Sugar Shack. Okay.
Oh, gracious, good heavens. What are they doing?
They're performing a play upstairs, Emily, and it requires dancing. A lot of leaps. She's going to send them a message.
I am. I'm like,
okay, this one here. This one is from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and this is Toot Sweets.
Oh,
Toot Sweets. Toot
Sweets. The candy you whistle, the whistle you eat.
Okay,
I love it.
Then this one.
That's a cute one, Deb.
This one is, I'm trying to remember all of them. This one is Unbirthday Cake from Alice in Wonderland. And then my last one, because I have the hardest time remembering it because it's such a funny name. Where did it go? It is so funny.
That was the same one. Here.
Okay, hold up. Okay, that was painful. I'm sorry. It's just like when I get in front of people, even though it's just my phone, I forget everything that ever happened in my entire life. Okay, this one. This one is Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. Hey, do you know what the reference is?
I do.
This one is A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I was just reading that this week.
Oh my gosh, that is the weirdest, funniest book.
It is so strange.
So much. I love it. It is so my sense of humor because it's so random.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it.
Yeah.
So I have those, and this, I actually have one more that I'm working on. We'll see if it works out, because I have done, I think, 6 different tests on it, and it hasn't worked, so we'll see. But this right here is my final collection because I'm closing. I am closing my shop. I'm going to be open until December 30th, at which time I am shutting it down, and anything that is left, then I will not feel guilty knitting with and keeping.
Or sharing with your sister.
I may use for some giveaways, but I do feel guilty when I keep a lot of my yarn, so this way I won't feel guilty at all. I do have to say that when I started doing this, I kind of just had this need that was to do something that was for me, you know, but that I could share with other people. And I've been all about trying to bring light and happiness and just childhood joy and just joy into people's lives. And instead what has happened is it's brought that for me. I'm getting kind of emotional because I really love it. So it's been really good. It's been really good, and I feel with this that I have done all that I've set out to do, and that it's complete, and I'm good and ready to move on. And so I'm just really thankful for everybody that's joined in on this ride and has been so supportive, because it's been such a joy for me. So I will keep my Instagram account open, and I hope to be able to continue to share all of the childhood beauty and light and joy and things that I've tried to do with Candy Shop Yarns, and just continue doing that in other ways. And so if you want to order anything from me, I'm sorry, I hate to create like the buying frenzy where you're like, gotta get it now or we'll never get it, you know. So order if you can, and if you can't, guess what? There's a lot of really great dyers out there that create beautiful things. I happen to know one here. So don't stress, because there will always be more yarn that's beautiful. So there's no need to worry if you don't get some of mine, because there's going to be a lot of other beautiful ones. So
I'm a little worried. I'm going shopping at your house later today.
So this is I'm calling it my winter collection because I'm releasing it in the winter, but it's called Quotable Confections, and I will be releasing these later this week. I don't have a specific date, just follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I will announce once it is released. I don't usually tell people ahead of time, because I don't like everybody counting down the seconds and then going on and trying to fight for that. I just like to release it, and when people find it, they find it and get what they want. So I feel like that's a little bit more of a gentle way of of doing it. Okay, that's all.
You're awesome, sis.
Thanks, Sam. I'm trying not to cry like a baby on here.
Just cry like a woman.
Well, I do like to bring childhood joy, so I'll cry like a child. No, that's tantrums. I'm not going to throw a tantrum.
Okay, we're good. You're awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching today. It's been fun to chat, and it's sometimes crazy to get together and
listen to the dancers up above, and
I have to go find out
I
what
want to
they're
find
doing.
out what they're doing.
They'll be up there like, what? We were just walking around. Like, really?
How many steps did you get in today?
All right. Well, we'll see you all soon. And if you're in the U.S., have a happy Thanksgiving coming up. And we'll see you on the other side.
See ya.
Bye.